Welcome back guys, we're back in with another WordPress tutorial. This time we're going to be going over how to secure your WordPress site. We're going to be doing this in 7 easy steps, and by the end of it you're going to have a super secure site. Now of course this doesn't guarantee you from any hacker attacks. Of course the biggest of sites can actually get hacked at any point. This can be done through leaks of passwords on other sites and stuff like that. However, following these 7 steps you're going to get a super secure site, and hopefully you'll be able to stop all of these other measures from gaining access to your PC or your site. And really it's a must have. As you can see up here for the SeekaHost site, it's got HTTPS. Now that's got a little padlock which is secure, which means you can send private information through there. If you need to put your payment information for something like that, you know that it's going to be secure, and people aren't going to be able to use sort of phishing sites to be able to get your data. And of course if you don't have HTTPS, it's just going to say HTTP there, and it's going to have a not secure padlock, and it's also going to say not secure when people search for it, which again isn't the greatest thing if you're trying to run a site to get lots of people in. So we're going to go ahead and go to our client area over here, and from the client area you want to head over to your WordPress sites. Now here you can actually select what site that you want to secure, so let's go over to JDog Gaming over here. Now on the SeekaHost site they have made it super quick and easy. I mean, it literally is a case of just pressing the button here. So if you see on the right hand side you've got SSL. If you don't know how to get to this point here and you want to actually start your site, once you've got to that stage, just head over to your SSL right here and you click that. Now I've obviously got mine ticked, however it will look unticked to you, and all you've got to do is tick it. It will come on and then it will generate your SSL certificate. So straight away you've secured your site from quite a lot of bad things, you know, through certain types of hacking, phishing websites trying to get your password, usernames and stuff like that. Another thing to be aware of is your username. A lot of people will change theirs to admin and leave it as admin. This makes it very easy if people are actually trying to guess your username and password. A lot of the time they've got programs that can run hundreds of thousands of passwords through to try them out, and if your username is admin, that's going to make it super easy for them to actually find the username first and then go ahead and find your password using these programs. As annoying as it can be, I really would suggest changing it to something a bit more obscure, maybe with something with numbers and letters in. Then make a hard copy somewhere else, not on your actual computer. Maybe get it written down on a separate USB stick or something like that, or just of course remember it if you can. Next up is keeping your WordPress up to date, not only your WordPress but also your settings as well. This will stop different security breaches, and whenever they find that something has happened or there has been a previous security breach, they tend to patch it and then put that on the next update. So really you're keeping yourself a bit more safe using that method as well. To check for updates, if you look on your main WordPress dashboard, you can come to this little update section here, or this button over here, and we can click that and we can then check for the updates. On the top here it's going to say when it's last checked for an update. You can also manually check again. Underneath you've got the option whether you want to switch to automatic updates for maintenance and security releases only, or the option that I was already on and I do recommend is enable automatic updates for all new versions of WordPress. That just will keep you up to date all the time. To update your themes, you can on the same page come down to the bottom here and you can see update all themes. You can tick which ones you update, etc., and also keep them up to date. Now for the plugins, just head over to the plugins on the left of the screen. Once on this page, it's going to let you know whether any of your plugins need updating on this panel here. What I've done is I've actually enabled auto updates. This means whenever there's a new update, it will just automatically happen rather than waiting in a sort of pending state for me to actually okay it. Now you don't need to auto enable updates. I do suggest doing it, however you can just do it manually. It will always come up on this screen. It will let you know when something does need an update, and then you can just click it and update it manually, but I do just suggest keeping everything up to date. And on that point, delete plugins you're not using. Not only does it take sort of file space, but it can leave you open to certain other security attacks. If you've left some information in there, potentially you haven't updated it in a while and there's been a security breach, and then they've got a way through to your site. Now onto themes. It can be tempting to use sort of dodgy other sites to get free themes and stuff like that. However, I really suggest getting them from a known source. I mean, they provide you so many themes for free as it is. You can just add a new theme, search, and there is just hundreds and hundreds of themes to actually go for free. Don't use them dodgy sites. It's not going to lead to anything good in the long run. And the same applies with plugins as well. They give you many plugins. All the best known plugins are actually on here just to search and download. You don't need to be going to any shady sites to actually find other plugins that, you know, people say, oh, this has been great. I mean, here you can actually check the reviews of all the plugins very quickly and easily, screenshots, install logs, etc. And they even tally up how many stars they got over them sort of reviews, so that's great. You can check everything really well before you actually download it, and if anything wasn't good, someone would have probably reviewed it and left a bad review, which will then let you know not to use it. Now on to number 5, and this really is an important one. You need to make a strong password, and really what I do suggest is actually coming onto your dashboard right here, going over to user, and then going over to profile, which will take you to your profile. If you scroll down a bit, you're going to see over here account management, and you can set a new password. Now the reason I suggest this is because it's just going to give a password like this, which is extremely hard, even with these programs that they've got, to actually guess this. Of course, I'm not going to be using this myself, and I'm going to change it. However, once you've got your password, copy this down somewhere, because yeah, it's going to be quite hard to re-get that password again. So again, write it down, maybe save it to an external device. And then if there are other people logged in, you can also choose to log out people from this section here. So yeah, save your password, get a very strong password. Something like this is great. And then that will also keep you very secure from people being able to guess it, or use programs to sort of guess thousands, or many passwords anyway, to actually get into your site. At number 6, it's going to be keep your computer free from viruses. Now you can use this with very simple anti-virus measures. You can just use your Windows Security Defender. It does a great job, if I'm quite honest. From your firewall, virus protection. If you go over to your virus threat protection, you can always just do a quick scan, and also keep it updated. Check for updates regularly, or have it so it just auto updates, and keep yourself protected, because the problem is if you are downloading files and then uploading them to your site, links and stuff like that, that can also leave you vulnerable. So keeping your PC at top health will also help for your site. And of course, keep all your files safe on your computer as well, and your site. You don't want to be given any links that will also potentially put other people at risk, or start emailing them dodgy things. So just keep that up to date. Always do a quick scan, or enable a sort of automatic scanning. So for number 7, it's going to be iThemes security. I'm just going to show you a couple of features here that will secure your site quite well. If we just head over to plugins, if you haven't installed it before, we can go to add new, and then we'll just search for iThemes. And you can see over here we've got iThemes Security, formerly better known as WP Security. Now we're just going to go ahead and click install, and then we're going to activate it once it's all installed. So let's go ahead and activate it. It should bring us back to our plugins page. So we've installed the iThemes Security now. We've got it here, and it's also created a tab on the left hand side on the security. So let's go ahead first. First, what we're going to do is we're going to go and do a security check, and we're going to enable it. So as you can see here, some settings that are recommended for every site to run, etc. And we're just going to go down to secure site. So this will be the first step to securing it using the actual iThemes. First things first, we're just going to redirect HTTP request to HTTPS, although I'm pretty sure my site already is. We're going to click it anyway, just to be doubly sure. Next, you can enter an email here. This will activate network brute force protection. So let's go ahead and click that. And now you can see you're already protected through a number of things. However, this is sort of quite general. So we're just going to do a number of other little things just to the settings now, just to make sure it's even more robust and working really well for you to secure your site. So now let's go ahead to settings now. What I do recommend is just going over to the all to show all of the settings. So now we're on the settings. One of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to come down and go to configure settings on the hide backend. We're going to tap this here, and basically what this is going to do, so if I wanted to log into my site as an admin here, I can just open a new tab. I can do, if I put in the site right there. However, I can also do a / WP and then admin. And now if I press enter, it's going to bring me to the site. Obviously I'm already logged in, but it'll bring you up to like the login for your site. So we want to change that so people can't just type in WP admin to actually log in, and you can do that here by the login slug. So you can change it to anything you remember. I'm just going to put mine to my we'll put jdog -GA. This of course does work better if you haven't got a front end login like I do have. However, I'm just going to show it anyway because it's just good measure, and then a lot of people might just give up before they even start trying. They think, oh, you know, I can easily do another site rather than going onto this site and having to also guess what the what the login slug is. So go ahead and save your settings, and now you're all done with that. So let's head back to settings one more time, and I suggest going down and configuring the settings for local brute force protection. What we're going to do here is we're going to change the max attempts per login for the user. So we're going to change that down to 5. and this won't allow them so many times to actually be able to guess the password. Underneath is how long each time it should be forgotten for, so minutes to remember bad login. This is the number of minutes in which bad logins should be remembered. Now let's go ahead and save the settings here, and that's great. We are almost done now, and our site is looking pretty secure. So last but not least, it's backups, and this is really important again, just in case you have a data breach or something happens, that you're able to back up your site back to its original health, and you can just go again from there, adding more security measures if needed. For this, I'm going to suggest Updraft Plus, the WordPress backup plugin. Works really well, super quick and easy, really won't take you very long at all. It's like one click. So go ahead, install that, and then activate it. Once installed, all you got to do is head over to settings, and then you can go down to Updraft Plus backups. And again, just like I said, it's one click. All you got to do to create a backup is click backup now. Obviously you can include the database in the backup, include your files in the backup. You can check or uncheck this. So let's go ahead and click backup now, and it will now take a backup of your whole site, and it will all be saved down here. What happens then is, once you do have your complete backup, you'll be given the choices if you need to restore anything. You can restore the database, the plugins, the themes, uploads, or other things. You can just re-download this and then restore them. And like I said before, it just adds another layer of security, so if anything does manage to get past all of these measures that you put in, you're still going to be able to just re-put your backup site up. You're not going to have data lost anywhere, and I thoroughly recommend it. So thanks for watching the video. Now that you've got all these points down, you have got a nice, super secure site, and you should be good to continue on with your blogging, gaming, or whatever else you like to do with your sites. And if you yourself are looking to start a WordPress site, follow our link below. It'll show you a real easy way of doing that. You can go ahead onto SeekaHost on the new .app site, where they've made it super quick and easy to organize and actually create all your sites, manage them from one place, add emails and stuff like that to each of your sites, and yeah, I thoroughly recommend it. So go ahead, follow the link in the description, and go get yourself online. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.